What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of BA Outdoors. Today, gonna go over a little waterfowl rig that I saw a video on. I really liked the premise of it, so I thought I would put my own take into it. One thing that we are going to need, of course, got decoys. Just picked up a few of them, and I got to get them all rigged up now. So I thought I would put my own take on how they did this. Area I'm hunting, got this PVC cord. It doesn't, I mean, depending on where you're hunting, it really just depends on how long you need it. I really don't need over 4 foot, so I just cut these to 4 foot, and then I'm gonna put my loops on them, and it'll just, I think that'll be okay, but we will see this season. So one thing I liked about it is that they had these little depth adjusters on there. You vary it out, you're not gonna have a lot of excess string getting tangled up. So also these swivels. Now I got everything off Amazon besides the PVC cord. It was just Cabela's, a great cheap way to do it. Got about 200 foot for probably 12 bucks or so, give or take. That'll cover all of my decoys that I need. Got these big old bag of swivels off Amazon, and these cord adjusters. Probably spent like 8 bucks on them, making it as cheap as possible. And then my boy that does the weights hooked me up with a bunch of 6-ounce egg weights. So we're just basically gonna go through, and I'm gonna show y'all my take on what that video was for these decoys. So of course, got the measuring tape out. It's definitely gonna help. You will need these little cord crimps. Pick those up at Cabela's. They're just little crimps, and I went ahead and drilled out a pair of old pliers to help crimp those down. That little spot right there works wonders. They made a pair for that purpose. I'm not spending 20 bucks on it. I got an old pair of pliers and a drill bit. I can do it myself. So we're gonna measure that out, 48, and I made one earlier. It came down to about 43 inches. So I mean, really, you don't need much more than inch or so loop on them, depending on how you're gonna rig them up. So you take your little cord crimp, you're gonna slip that through, and then back up around it, and then adjust accordingly. Just need a little loop like that. Take your pliers, crimp that thing down real well. Now you got a nice formed loop. It's not gonna go nowhere. Take your egg weight. Now with fishing weights, the guy that makes them, they are built for fishing, so I had to go through and drill out all those holes for it to fit these cords. Still, some of them I think I need to go back through a little bit, but I mean, they slide not very freely, but that's fine with me. It's not tearing up the cord when it goes down it, so I'm okay with it. Next, I'm gonna take that swivel, drop it up in there, and then take that cord adjuster and put it through there, and that's gonna help whenever you're setting up decoys. If you want all 4 foot, you put it all the way up at the top. If you want just 2 foot, you can drop that thing down, and then the other cord will basically just hang out in the water. It's not gonna get your decoy all tangled up with the other ones. And so now I'm gonna put this back on the tape measure again and put this thing down so it's at 43. Mark that, and then basically again take your little crimp, slide it up on there, do it again, double check your measurements. You know, never hurts to double check them. This weight does make it a little difficult, so slide that up here onto the table. There we go. And see, I'm just a little bit over, so I'm gonna pull that down. Got a nice little loop on that, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna need one bigger loop on one side, because when you're grabbing the decoys, you can just get those little carabiner clips, whatever you call them, hook them up, and you can hang up all your decoys and get them out of the field. And that right there, simple little deal. And then you can just take your swivel, take your decoy, and you can just open up that swivel, clip it to the front, clip it up, and you're ready to go. And like I said, you can see that stop adjuster right there. It's hanging all that cord down. It's going to give me a good distance. Can't really see it too close on the camera, but I mean, I think it's going to do perfectly fine for what I'm using it for. Now this decoy that I have, I just picked this up with this little mojo that's hanging out behind me now. This thing already came rigged, so here was another way that I saw how they rigged these little basically bands of lead, and you just tie them up with this decoy cord. I got some of that. You guys will see more of that in a later video, but just hang that out and you toss that, and when you're rigging this thing up, you can just twist it back up and fold that little band around the keel, and it keeps it all nice and untangled. But I'm wanting to get my decoys out of my bag. I've got a bunch of duck decoys, and I'm thinking the best way for me to store them is gonna be with that little carabiner clip, and then I can just hang them up and then just grab them whenever I need them. So that is really my take on that little video. I'll post the original down into the description. That way you can go back over it. It's a lot cleaner video on what they did. But yeah, just thought I'd give my little insight on that, and really ready for waterfowl season. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Been practicing on calls, learning how to set up. Got a couple of buddies. You will definitely meet them in waterfowl season. They have not came on to BA Outdoors yet, but they will definitely be involved come around waterfowl season. They're the ones who really got me into it. We went out last year for snow goose, and we're all set up with that. That was a lot of fun. Even unsuccessful, it was still a lot of fun. Got out real late in the season. But yeah, I guess that really makes that it for this video. I'm using, if just one other thing with weights, you're perfectly fine with 4-ounce weights. I got 6-ounce just because of I don't know where I will be hunting. Basically preparing for the future. I don't want to have to make a whole nother set of rigs again. I don't like spending money. It's really the thing. So I try to keep it as cheap as possible. One set of rigs. If you're in shallow water, 6-ounce is completely overdoing it. 4-ounce will get you by. But I just gonna want to use one set of rigs for whatever I'm using. Don't really plan on doing too much deep water hunting. Was planning on going out with the boat, as you guys saw. Boat's really not doing too well. Haven't got around to messing with it, so don't know what's gonna be like for that in the future. Might try to rebuild it, might get a new motor. Really kind of still unsure on that, but I know that we're going to be going out hard for waterfowl. Deer season's coming around. We're going to get some excellent videos going on there. We're preparing for that. It's going to be my first year archery hunting. I've taken, as you see, that big boy back there, taken him on rifle, and that's really my first and only deer. And so I really don't have much higher hopes for it. So archery season's going to be a lot of fun. Needing to put some meat in the freezer, definitely, but waterfowl is really what I'm looking forward to. So that's just it on today's episode. So I will catch you guys on another one later on. Hopefully going to be going out this Sunday, doing a little bit of dove hunting. We'll see how that goes. Everybody's out of town, so it'll just be me and my boy, and we're gonna go out to a new area, try it out, and you guys will see that here really soon. So till next time, peace.